I never know if my questions are simple ones or not. They're
It
simple
took you
questions.
5 minutes to ask the question, so no, it is not a simple question.
No, it took me 2 minutes to ask the question. It took you guys 3 minutes to try to decipher
Pontificate
it.
on what it was.
Yeah.
Our boy's about to go try to wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning and go play a little pitch and putt course. Let's not give him a swing overhaul and swing thought right before he goes and does that.
Well, I can't get too technical on 50-yard shots. There's no
Oh,
extension
Garrett,
there.
you can get technical on a 2-foot putt.
That's fair.
That's
But
fair.
I have to figure this out though, Tony. 'Cause I don't know which it could be because I could see it both ways. Putting yesterday, I hit 6-foot putts for I don't know how long. The first 100, I think I hit like 55 out of 100. The next time, 67. The last time, I think I hit 90 out of 100 or 89 out of 100 6-foot putts. I went to 8 feet.
Was this indoors at Sully's?
Yeah, at Sully's.
Okay, so no real break or anything that you have to read.
There was a little bit of break, but I intentionally tried to pick a pretty straight or at least predictable putt. This was mainly just a work on the stroke kind of thing, right?
Are you hitting your start line? Yep.
Yep. So, then I hit an 8-foot putt. I think I was 64 for 100 from 8 feet. So, and then I came back home and went up to the putting green up here and hit some more 6-footers, and I think I hit like 90 out of 100. I'm feeling great about my stroke. And then today I putted awful. And it's getting to the point now where it's like driving me nuts because I don't know how much of it is. It's got to be one of three things. It's either my stroke is fantastic and perfect and I'm an excellent green reader, but the greens are really bumpy and you're getting and you really don't know because when that little 6-foot putt I missed today, I would have loved to have seen what it did because I am almost positive I've never pushed a putt that badly to get it that far offline. But if it hops in the first foot or two, you don't see that. You don't know that it hit something. The other thing is maybe I do have a fine stroke, but I can't read greens at all. That's a very good possibility. The third one is I have a great putting stroke when I'm just hitting little 6-footers on the putting green, but I, freak out when it counts. It could be any of the three, all of the three, some mixture of the three. I have no idea what it is though, and I don't know how to test it to see what it is. So it's getting really aggravating. I told you the other day I was videoing my putting stroke. Things are getting bad when I'm videoing my putting stroke. Okay.
Right.
But
Well, so let's try to eliminate one of the variables. So you line your ball up a lot of times when you putt, at least the short ones.
yeah, but here's where I'm not terribly strict about if it's a left edge putt and my line is slightly left of center, then I'll leave it that way. And I'll just, when I go to line up, I'll just remind myself, I'll just kind of know like, okay, you need to be aimed left of what the line has here. And I'll kind of eyeball my alignment there. But usually I do have it generally in the ballpark, but it's not spot on because I can get so meticulous over that I'll spend 5 minutes making sure the line's just right. And if it's not just right, then I freak out over the ball or something or whatever.
Well,
But
the only
generally,
reason I was going to
yes.
say was if you have a ball that has a good line on it or you Sharpie it, right? That's why I like drawing the 3 lines, parallel lines on my ball, because you can really see how your ball is rolling with that. It's a really good visual. It's tailor-made with the band around the middle is a good one. Callaway triple track, the Strixon like divide where it's 2 colors is a good one, just so that you can practice your stroke and see how the ball is rolling to make sure the ball is actually rolling end over end on your intended target line. The reason why I say to have that line and be very meticulous about lining it up or at least intentional and then rolling it on that line is just so you can verify that your stroke isn't getting haywire on the golf course. As long as you're seeing that line roll pretty consistently end over end, you know it's not a stroke problem. Then you can start to say, okay, am I missing it high or low too much? And if you're missing it high too much, how far past the hole is it going? Is it going 3 feet past the hole? Well, then it might not be a reading problem. It might be a pace problem. If it's rolling end over end and it's missing past the hole by 3 feet high side, you've got a speed problem. See what I'm saying? So there's ways to eliminate the variables. And again, if you just take a tee and you put it in the ground 2 feet in front of your ball on a flat putt, if you can hit the tee every single time, you don't have a start line or a stroke problem. You have a read or a speed problem.
Yeah, and so the other day when I was videoing, I know we were texting back and forth about this. Technically, I could hit my start line 100 times in a row, cutting across it with a wide open face, and it
Or
would
pushing it, yeah,
push it.
or with a closed face, yep.
But if I'm doing it the exact same every single time, it's not a start line problem. But that doesn't mean it's a good stroke because at 10 feet it would be well offline
No,
on
not
that.
necessarily. I mean, because the putter has 1 or 2 degrees of loft on it, it almost imparts hardly any cut spin unless you intentionally are cutting it, right? Like you're cutting across it by 45 degrees. So the more loft or the less loft you have, the less important that becomes as far as like toe up or heel down lie angle of your putter. And this is where it's frustrating because you'll see people with a huge, it looks like a cut stroke putt, but they still make putts because their face at impact is square, right? It just starts rolling, and then it's kind of a moot point after that, unless again you're really trying to do some crazy type deal.
So weren't you
Um,
talking to? I think it was on the podcast one time. You were talking about how Charlie Woods was saying that his dad draws putts or something like that. Wasn't it you that said that?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, whatever, right? Who knows if that's true? I'm pretty sure when I see Tiger Woods line his ball up, that thing's rolling end over end, you
Yeah.
know? So, but your face at impact is the most important thing when it comes to putting. And then obviously getting a good roll on the ball, making sure it's not skidding for the first 2 or 3 feet so that the distance control is good, right? But there was, for example, when Sam Putt Lab first came out, there was a tour player who became obsessed with zeroing out his putting stroke because what they found was he was like a 2 degree pull putter. He would pull putts, but he knew how to aim it really well. He knew how to line it up and aim it. Player gets on there, obsesses over getting a zero putting path stroke, doesn't make any more putts on the PGA Tour because it just was different than what he had done his entire life. Right? He technically had a perfect putting stroke now, but he didn't know how to play it. He didn't know how to aim it, and everything was pushed, pushed, pushed because he was used to with his eyes, his aim, everything, how he lined up, how he read putts subconsciously that little 2 degree pull or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So
So
do
Mike,
with that what you will.
have you been playing it all, Mike?
No, I was telling Tony I have Tuesdays and Thursdays. I have, I'm at McGregor and I could go hit balls. And your boy's been up since 4:45 in the morning, and it's now 1:30 in the afternoon, and I haven't had lunch. And I may have my lunch with me. And I'm like, I could eat my lunch and go hit some balls, or I could just go home,
See, that's the difference in me
watch,
and you. I would
go
have
to the
just gone and hit
grocery store.
balls.
Oh, I
I would
know,
have
I
I would
know,
have just skipped lunch and hit balls.
I know. Yeah, I think it's just I don't really sit down for hours on end, and then when I sit down in my car, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do anything else. I'm tired. But I think it's like when people schedule workouts with me, they're like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't schedule something. So I think for me, it's scheduling it, either writing it in my calendar, just like my workouts, like I write in, 8:30, I'm working out, 8:30 to 9:30 or 8:30 to 10. I need to start writing in, driving range, 20 minutes,
20
or
minutes. That's not even worth getting the clubs out. I
yeah,
hit
I mean,
balls
it's
for
gonna.
Look, if
I hit
he's on the
balls for
Garrett,
20 minutes just to go just because I'm bored and just run to the clubhouse for a minute.
oh, sorry, if he's
20
gonna hit
minutes.
the if he's on the Garrett speed, he could hit 400 balls in 20 minutes.
I know. Once I get out there, it's like anything else, man. Once I get out there, I'm good to go. But it's tough because there's no one there to keep me accountable, right? It's like no one knows that I want to go hit balls, but I'm too tired and I just want to go home. No one's gonna be like, why didn't you go hit balls? You know? So I think it's like anything else.
Oh, maybe,
The
there's
opportunity
ways
was there.
to yeah, maybe the impetus is to get your kids involved with it and take them out there, and then you're gonna do something with the kids, and you're already there. Like I think I told y'all, or I told Garrett maybe. I don't know who I told. I've been doing this thing in the side yard with the kids called Sip and Chip. Everybody gets a drink, we take some snacks, and we have a closest to the pin chipping contest. Every
Nice.
time it's worth a point, first to 5 points wins. We throw a target out there, and it's just closest to the pin. And daddy might have his adult beverage, and the kids got their little juice in their fancy wine glass to make them feel like they're doing something. Juice and sparkling water, and chips and dip and sunflower seeds and cheese, and it's just a blast. But I'm especially right now since I can't do anything because of my injury, it's fun to just be out there and hit these little pitch shots with them and see them and Just
Yeah,
have fun with them, So there's ways to still practice the game even when you can't find the time or you can't practice. There's always something you can do.
yeah. So I've got an exciting event tomorrow. So I'm playing in your buddy's par three tournament, Preston, and
Are you gonna go do that?
yeah. So that's I think 9 o'clock in the morning. So I
It's a
I
fun place, man. It's so much fun.
I'm pumped about it. I think they listen, so shout out to you guys if
Mhm.
at least Preston said he listens. But yeah, I got a text from Preston the other day said that we have a spot free. It was the day after you told me about your injury. I texted him back. Said, did I take Tony's spot? Was he playing in it? But anyway, so I'm
Yep,
pretty pumped. So
you're my step in.
yeah. So what's the longest hole out there? Because when I go
Can't
to
be
hit
more than
balls,
like 40 or 50 yards.
oh, so
No,
it's not even.
there is no preparing for this, man. So
Yes,
it's
there.
Dave.
I'll find a way
It's
to
no,
prepare.
no. Let me give you a preview of what you're about to
Doppler radar.
experience. It's David Kahn, who's a golf course architect, and he basically took a backhoe to his backyard and said, "I want to build an 18-hole pitch and putt." But really, it's just pitch because the whole point of it is that he lets the weeds and everything grow, and they paint like a 3-foot circle around each flagstick. And there's astroturf tee boxes all around the place, and then they move the pins for different back nine. And you have to chip. You can only use one club, so you hit your wedge shot, and one ball, one wedge, you hit your wedge shot, and then you've got to chip it through the weeds and everything. And once it's in the 3-foot circle, it's good. So they're all par threes. So let's say you hit your first one and the full ball is not past that 3-foot circle. You got to try to hit a little chip through the weeds and everything, or try to roll it like a putt or something. It is insanely fun. But don't expect like anything. Just go and have a
For
good
sure.
time with it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
That is not even possible for me. I'm going to win this thing. I mean, it's
Is there a green jacket?
no, but there's money involved. I didn't know this when I
Hmm.
signed up for it, but I got the email from it the other night. It's like $60 entry fee, but first place gets like $400, and I'm like, damn it, I could use
Oh,
that $400 right now. So I'm
yeah.
going to work at it, you know. And but I was expecting like when I heard he had a par three in his backyard. At first of all, I thought he's got a massive backyard, and I'm thinking, is this like, do I need? Is it 9 iron or less? Like, what have we got? So it's good to get a preview of. Okay, it's basically what I
Lob
do when I
wedge. Yeah.
yeah, it's basically what I do out here in this little field. I just take a so that's my work for tonight. I'm gonna go throw my hat down 30 or 40 yards and see if I can hit my hat from whatever distance. But you said it's intentionally grown up, so you're not gonna get like a good lie probably ever.
That's the whole point. It is like backyard, awesome weeds, crabgrass, dandelions, but each hole is uniquely designed. It's a lot of fun.
See that sounds like the shot that I hit out of the hazard at Riverwood that day that I was
Sounds like
playing with
playing at
you.
Old
So
Liberty.
yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. Except the ball will stop when it hits the target now instead of bouncing all over
You
the
should
place.
be fully prepared. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in good shape. I like my chances here. No,
Nah,
I'm looking forward to
it's a
that.
lot of
Sounds like
fun.
they're some fun group of guys and should be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. It's definitely something different. It's something to, a little break from just pounding balls at Sully's and all that kind of stuff. So
You better represent since you're taking my spot.
I know it's an honor that I do not take lightly. So I will do the best that I can to be the best Tony that I can be. So
Just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave. That's all I got to do.
Well, I want to know if this thing starts at 9 o'clock, is Garrett gonna get there at 7:30, 7:45, gonna try to hop a fence and start getting some practice cuts in?
he said we could be there as early as 8 to get some warm up holes in, is the way the email read. Problem is, see, Garrett works really, really hard on his golf game from 10 o'clock on, but I'm not exactly a 7 o'clock in the morning kind of guy.
Mm.
So if I
It's
don't
in
have the,
Durham too, so it's a little bit of a trek.
yeah,
I think
it's
it's
a pretty
probably
good
going to be
ride.
like
I'm gonna have to,
45 minutes from you or an hour.
yeah, at least. So I'm gonna have to put that
Oof.
in the GPS. I'm more worried about being on time for the first hole than I am getting there early to cheat some or to get some extra warm up time in.
Cheat.
Uh, but no, I'm excited for it. But it'll be a little something different. But hope I still want to win. If it involves a golf club, I want to win. So there is no let's just go have fun. Pretty much anything.
Are
Well,
So
you gonna have some Baileys in your coffee in the morning up there?
mm, I don't have any Baileys, so no, I guess not.
Okay. All
At,
right.
at 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm more worried about the coffee than I am the Baileys. But I got to
Yeah.
get woke up. I'm not a morning person.
Shocker.
But yeah, it's
Yeah,
a lot of fun, and yeah, Preston's a good supporter of the show, and he's a solid dude, as you know. Dave is a solid dude, so you have a lot of fun.
yeah. I enjoyed meeting those guys when we did the
Yeah, you tested
design.
their
Yeah,
simulator course, yeah.
yeah. That
Ooh.
was a lot of fun. It was a fun course. If it wasn't Chicago, I'd say I'd love to play it one day. That was a fun design that they had there. But anyway, excited for tomorrow. Am I allowed to ask swing questions on the podcast anymore?
I guess.
Because I know that I'm not
I
allowed to,
guess.
but there might be other people out there that would like some swing tips. It's not for me. It's for a
Oh, it's
friend.
not for you, yeah.
Friend
Yeah,
friend of the show. Friends of the show.
yeah. I was thinking about this a little bit today on the way back, and number one is all kind of stems from like trying to. Because I told you this the other day. My little 3/4 swing is basically all upper body, and I hit the ball fine. But anytime I try to get my lower body involved, it's not good. So I've been trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong with the lower body, and because sometimes you gotta get the ball in the air and hit it a little hard and all that stuff.
Well, wait,
So
time out though. You're saying, what do you mean by your swing is all upper body? Because I guarantee if I watched your upper body swing on camera, your lower body is going to be doing something.
you're correct. If I basically try to hit I took video of this the other day just out of curiosity. I tried to hit a 9 iron where I literally just made a big putting stroke, all shoulders. That was it, just all shoulders. I hit it 135, 140 yards, and my lower half was moving the entire time up until like the end of the swing, where I just didn't have much of a follow through. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, it's kind of how the whole chains work, right? Those
Right.
chains we've talked about.
Yeah. So I'm learning that. But I don't like I mean, I can't just hit a driver where I've got to have some weight shift at some point there, especially shifting back to the left side on the way down. So I'm trying to, I'm just trying to piece all this together a little bit. I've definitely learned that I don't need to just swing the crap out of my hips. My hips move plenty on their own just from being attached to the upper body. So I've got that part.
Garrett's hips don't lie.
That's right.
Mm-mm.
Shakira would be proud.
But whenever I do try to get that left leg extended a little bit and get my weight over on the left side, that's where I just I'm not getting that part right. So here's my the real question I wanted to get to though. You know where I've talked about like this popping out of it that I keep doing or that's been the miss is where I pop out of it. I don't feel like that's something I fight on the 3/4 swing, but it's something that I fight on the full swing. And what I was thinking about is it's if you think about the 3/4 swing, the difference in that and the full backswing, what happens there is your lower back extends into that top of the swing. Is so I'm wondering if this extension that I'm seeing in the big full swings isn't necessarily just the fact that I never release that tension that gets created at the very top. Because I think what I was trying to think today a few times is basically do nothing with the whatever you're at the top with the upper body, leave it there, and then just like turn your hips back through. Well, you need to do something with that upper body if you've gone into that extension with the lower back. Otherwise, you're still going to be extended at impact. And what releases that lower back is the lower body, right? So if I'm not doing that correctly, if I'm not pushing off that left foot seems to be what triggers the release of that lower back. So is that why the 75 to 100% swing has that extension and this 3/4 swing doesn't because I'm just not releasing that extension? Does that make any sense at all without seeing the swing?
I'm trying to mentally create. Look at Mike's. Mike's just sitting there grinning. I'm sitting there trying to take the
I'm
data
just
and
seeing you like
process it.
do a swing with your back arch because you're trying not to flex.
Well, that's one thing that I'll say for sure is that for I guess without realizing it for years, that's been a big flaw in my swing is that I have a very arched lower back from the top pretty much all the way through. I mean, that's for whatever reason in my mind, extending the hips, something got crossed in my brain on that, and instead of extending my hips through impact, I extended my back through impact, and that created a whole lot of problems. But when I try to arch my back instead, that doesn't solve anything. I just hit it really fat. Because I think what should be happening is whatever extension you do have in the back at the top of the swing should be released by the releasing of the hips, if you're doing it correctly. But I'm not doing it correctly. I don't really push off the left foot. I just rotate around it. So I'm wondering if that's why I'm still extended at impact, is because I didn't add extension. I just didn't release the extension I already had at the top.
I think I'd have to see the swing, and you'd have to walk me through what you're talking about. I'm trying to piece it together in my head, and I'm just not able to see it right now.
All
Sorry.
right. I'm not trying to confuse things. I didn't know if that was I never know if my questions are simple ones or not. They're just questions I have. I don't know if they're
It took
simple
you
questions.
5 minutes to ask the question, so no, it is not a simple question.
No, it took me 2 minutes to ask the question. It took you guys 3 minutes to try to decipher
Pontificate
it.
on what it was.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was a complicated question.
There's also the part of me that is doing my best coaching hat to say, our boy's about to go try to wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning and go play a little pitch and putt course. Let's not give him a swing overhaul and swing thought
Yeah.
right before he goes and does that.
Well, I can't get too technical on 50-yard shots. There's no
Oh,
extension
Garrett,
there.
you could get technical on a 2-foot putt.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Well, hey, I've got to go help my buddy attach his bumper. I'm getting a text message. When are you coming? So I got to go downstairs and help hold a bumper.
All right.
If Garrett's got any more questions, I'm gonna have to just leave them
Defer
for
them.
Tony here.
Yeah. All right,
Thanks,
guys.
Mike.
Well, you have fun reattaching the bumper. I'm gonna go work on my 50-yard game.
All right,
before
man.
May.
I want to hear how it goes. Please let me know if you're coming home with $400 in your pocket. You're buying drinks the next time I see you.
Absolutely.
I'll hold my breath. We'll see.
All right,
All
man.
right.
Well, good luck.
See y'all.
Okay.
Peace. Hang on, I gotta sneeze again. I can mute this time though.
The whole camera is shaking.
That one didn't sneak up on me quite as bad as the last one did. So I actually had some time to prepare.
So now we need to update. We need to update on.
So I don't think we can talk about that publicly on a podcast, can we? I mean, just in case. Yeah. I edited that out last time.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know if we were still doing the podcast or whatnot. I'm just saying, at some point we need to update.
Yeah.